Good afternoon everyone and welcome to Thanet, or more specifically Margate. We are delighted to have been selected as host for this year's annual Aging Better conference, and thank you all for making such an effort to attend. I'm also really pleased that we've got fantastic weather, because I've been promising everybody that it never rains in Margate, so I feel thoroughly vindicated. So I know that we have people from across England with us here, many of whom have never been to Thanet before, so I sincerely hope that by the end of the next 2 days you will see what a beautiful, exciting and welcoming place it is, and be planning your next holiday or weekend away here. Oh really?
It is a wonderful day, it's a wonderful location, it's a uniquely wonderful opportunity to share learning and to increase the impact that we want to decrease social isolation among people over 50. And here I just want to pause for a minute, because we often talk about old people socially isolated over 50. We are all ageing. We will hopefully all be over 50, and I don't think there's one amongst us who cannot say that they have never felt negatively isolated. So we are working for everybody, and I think it's really important that we remember that throughout today and throughout the whole of the programme. This is testing and learning not just what works, but what doesn't work. That's equally important. And so here we are. We gave out £78 million, 14 partnerships. We've had 4 years of incredibly hard work, and so it's a great story, wonderful story. But we've started to realise that's not the only narrative, that there's something else equally important. There are socially isolated people. There are interventions, activities and services. These things are very important, but what's missing? What's the missing link? What's the bit that hasn't come through? And that's the bridge, that's the connection between those people and those things. And that's what all our partnerships have been telling us, right from the start really, but more and more as the data has come through, we've realised that the connection is the key.
I'm quite embarrassed to admit that this is the first time I'm in Margate since the age of 8. That was the last time I was here. It's actually 11 years ago that I was last here. It's fantastic to be here today. It's great to be so warmly welcomed to Turner Contemporary, with the weather shining as brightly as it is outside, and to have the welcome to Thanet. You know, we focus on how much we still smoke and how dangerous that is, but actually we've reduced smoking rates considerably, and banning smoking in public places has created some huge benefits. And also medicine is great. You know, we're going to hear a lot, I'm sure, over the next 2 days about other approaches, but you know, medicine is great. We survive operations. We have fantastic cancer survival rates. And if you look at infant life expectancy, compare that from 1948 to now, the changes and the transformations have been phenomenal. But we know that whilst we're living longer lives, we're not necessarily living healthier lives. And the rise of multimorbidity, the rise of complex conditions that people are living with is significant. We also know there are some really big challenges in relation to health inequalities. You know, people living in the most deprived areas of the country are going to develop long-term conditions 10 to 15 years earlier than people that are living in the least deprived areas.
Looking at impact on the person, isn't it a really valuable thing to be able to show the person themselves where they started and where they ended up, and what difference it's made to them? That we need to be able to find really useful ways for everyone to be able to see what impact it's made, and that film beautifully described that. But also, if we're going to really go for this, we do need to be able to show that this is reducing pressure on an already pressurised statutory system.
One that we've learned is that it's not all about group activities, and groups are for everybody. So it's how you work with individuals to get their confidence back to be engaged in activities they want to do. And then the other side is the evidence evaluation, and we've got some interesting findings about the costs to the system from our experience, which I think is just, so it's an interesting discussion, because I think if we all go down the line of saving the system money and not actually thinking, well, it might cost more initially for longer term savings, we sort of, I think it sort of deserves really to the whole lot of work.
And welcome to the Ageless Thanet Feel Good Factory. Thank you ever so much to everybody that signed up to come along and see what it is that we're doing here. We've been working with Your Leisure now for, goodness me, it's got to be 5 years in total, from the beginning of the bid right the way through to where we are today. And Your Leisure are one of our key delivery partners and couldn't have been more supportive of the whole Ageless Thanet Aging Better process. So I want to say a big thank you to them for hosting this today. The Feel Good Factory has been open now for, about 18? Yeah. About 18 months in total. And this is a true community hub. So as well as the assisted exercise equipment, the toning suite, which you're going to hear about today, this is a true community hub. So this space here is used for a whole number of things which you're going to learn about. There's more space upstairs, which again is used for a number of community purposes.
But what makes for good health and well-being? Now, I moved house recently and registered with a new GP. Had to fill in loads of different forms and asked me whether I smoked. I didn't smoke. Asked me how much I drink. Obviously, I lied on that bit. They must have some kind of algorithm to do that. Asked me if I'd ever had any operations, and I was like, is that it? Is that my sum total of wellness? This kind of quite a small list of questions.
So a big push, obviously, with the Aging Better Fund is that we need to target isolated and lonely people, or people at risk of being isolated and lonely. So we are talking a preventative type of work as well. So we need to, part of the evaluation, we need to understand, are we reaching that population? So it's really crucial for us to see, are we reaching those people that the big lottery have actually funded us to reach? And then of course we have to look at effectiveness, which is the E in REAIM, in that are the different work streams, all the different programmes that we've designed, and are they having the impact that we would hope they are? And if they're not, we need to understand why, and then we change them accordingly quite quickly. With that in mind, so far, and this is a bit late, so it's July 2018, so Ian will no doubt tell you that the numbers have gone up since then. But there's just over 2,000 people that have come into one of the wellbeing activities. And of those people, we've had just under 1,400 complete their baseline questionnaires, so their baseline CMF. And then of that group, we've had 658 complete the follow-up measures. So we're talking sort of 660 that we've got before and after measures from, that we've based our analysis on. So quite a robust sample at the moment, although we're always obviously very keen to get more people in to baseline, and obviously I think as Ian will attest, the challenge is following them up, and I think that's probably something that everyone in the room can sort of relate to. So predominantly female, as you can see, 75% of the people coming through are female. So in terms of, are we reaching those at risk of being lonely or are lonely? So this is where we've worked at this constantly, I think, through the programme. So currently, as it sits, 48% of people coming in are screened on the Young Gilbert scale as not being lonely. So this is a constant battle for us, isn't it, Ian, really, I think, that we're trying to reach that target audience. And in actual fact, we are getting better cohort by cohort. There is that, we do see a high proportion of the moderately lonely people coming in, but we're still sort of fighting the tide from the early setup of the programme when it was about just getting numbers in and getting people through.
Okay, so more than just a gym. There is a gym. This is James. He is fantastic. He's one of our Ageless Thanet wellbeing toning advocates. So we have the Feel Good Factory at the back with the power assisted equipment. Have a go. I challenge it. Okay, the members like Jim often get activities, so they come together. It was Halloween the other week, Christmas party coming up, 80 odd going to a Christmas party, Elvis nights, everything. They collectively grow their friendships and strengths of friendships as well. So more than just a gym. People just come in here and have a cup of coffee if they want. And we offer an age-friendly business reward scheme, which allows them to get that cheaper as well. Okay, more than just a gym. Sewing. We've got fantastic volunteers that offer free activities here, like sewing, like British Sign Language, like book club, like drawings, all go on in this venue. We're open 7 days a week. It's more than just a gym. There's another gym. There's another gym at the back. Okay, we offer free IT help support and IT activities and ukulele. Apparently, we do ukulele here. Who would guess it? Belly dancing apparently is coming up as well. So there's our fantastic ukulele group. So a wellbeing activity that we've run a couple of times, the amazing Jim, and we have a fantastic Eddie here today, who's one of our people that's gone through ukulele activity for 8 weeks, and they have now got a band and their diary booked up. We had to book them so early for tonight, you won't guess it. It's amazing. So please talk to these people shortly. We've got Mark from 1U here. We have 1U operate out here. We have a weight management program that comes out here, and I understand we need to talk, Mark. We want to do more here, don't we? So that's fantastic. We will catch up. We've got Nikki from Westgate Surgery. Nikki's practice manager at Westgate Surgery. We did a previous session like this. Nikki was inspired. She then talked to my colleague Dean from marketing, and we then, with Nikki's blessing and work, we approached patients on her list who had had strokes, and they came in and used this equipment. Some real great connections going on there. It's not just a gym. So Jim's quote was, "I'll be gutted if this ever closed." If you watch the video of Jim, he's on YouTube, he says that exact thing. "I'll be gutted if this is ever going to close." It ain't going to close. We're already self-sustainable within this venue here because of the hard work that all the guys have done, which is fantastic. Right, numerous quotes. I'm going to leave that up here. These are quotes. Some of the people are here have had these quotes today, but my challenge to all of you now for the next 30 minutes or so is to take yourselves around this venue and talk to various different people that...
So grateful to you all for making the journey. I think today has already been fantastic. I want to say a big thank you to Rose and her team for making it possible. So, yes, thank you. Big thank you to Anne from Big Glossary, because I know that she's put in a huge amount of work as well. And a big thank you to my team on Age the Stannet for welcoming you all and for putting up the marketplace and speaking with you all and doing the boxing and everything, so thank you. So tonight we've got a few exciting things in store for you, and you've seen the ukulele choir. A big thank you to our ukulele choir. Founded through Age the Stannet. None of that would have been possible without Big Glossary funding as well, so a huge thank you to Big for making that possible.